fault, or my computer's fault. Keep going.
Don't worry about it. It's mostly everybody kind of coming in early because we wanted to check. So thanks for clearing that up for me because I didn't know that part, Susie. She was just giving us some tunes. I love it. Thank you for that, Susie. That's awesome. And then so we'll just wait for the rest of the peeps coming in. I know we won't have Patricia or Sharon because they're in Egypt. So they definitely won't be on tonight, but trying to see if I have my list from everybody. Mhm. And then Brian, test your mic for me.
Okie dokie. What would you like me to say?
Perfect. That's what I needed. Susie, we're still waiting on a few if you want to play another song. You're more than welcome. You don't have to stop those beautiful tunes.
Cool. By the way, Brian, I think you have to be a little bit louder to keep up with Gina. It's just a little bit more volume. Okay.
Okie dokie. Thank you so much.
Yep. Every little cell in this body is happy. Every little cell in this body is well. Every little cell in this body is happy. Every little cell in this body is well. I'm so glad every little cell in this body is happy and well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. And every little cell in your bodies are happy. Every little cell in your bodies are well. Every little cell in your bodies are happy. Every little cell in your bodies are well. We're so glad every little cell in our bodies are happy and well. We're so glad every little cell in our bodies are happy and well. Oh, every little cell in our bodies are happy. Every little cell in our bodies are well. Every little cell in our bodies are happy. Every little cell in our bodies are well. We're so glad every little cell in our bodies are happy and well. We're so glad every little cell in all of our bodies are happy and well. Okay, who's the speaker?
Awesome. That would be me. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Susie. That was awesome.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, we're just testing tech issues to make sure everybody's good. So, Sasha, will you check your mic for me just to make sure you're good?
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Awesome.
Yay,
Yes.
great.
The majority of us, there's just a few of us we're still waiting on. So, I think we have Shanna, Abigail, Ken, Phyllis too. Thank you, Sonia and Lisa. I hope I said your names right for joining us. So we're just waiting for those couple to join us. So thank y'all so much for taking this. I'm so excited to be sharing this with everybody. So, and we still got a couple of minutes before we actually kick off at 8 my time. So, because we're on a few different time zones here. Another person popping on. Awesome. Y'all getting ready? Y'all getting excited? It's literally next month. Can y'all believe it? Me, Brian, and Patricia have been planning this bad boy for over a year. I'm so excited to be in the same room with all you beautiful souls. Not only 11 speakers, but 400 attendees, and then all our vendors, 30 vendors. So it's going to be pretty amazing. Stacy, your background is phenomenal, just FYI. Love it. So give the other guys a couple of minutes for them to come on, but our Light Language Conference is going to be the end of May in Arvada, Colorado. We're really excited. May 30th through June 1st. And pretty much we're going to go all day. So you're going to have 3 days of these beautiful souls transmitting and speaking and sharing, giving you everything from activations to transmissions and their perspectives and using their voice to heighten you, hopefully expand and unlock in new ways you probably never even thought was possible, because it's one of the gifts that just keeps on giving. That's one of the things I love about light language, is it just keeps on giving. And so we're really proud to partner with the Arvada Center, which is in Arvada, Colorado. We chose Colorado because I lived there for 10 years. Brian lives there. Well, all of CAN, Conscious Wake Network, is in Colorado. So it's the beautiful energy. I think Sasha is too, as the Rocky Mountains, just phenomenal. And it will just awaken your soul if you allow it. So some people can only let a little light in, and that's okay. Every little bit helps for your journey. So all these practitioners we brought together. So Brian, Patricia, who's not here tonight, again, she's in Egypt. Brian, Patricia, and myself have been planning this conference for over a year. We hand chose each individual speaker based on the people that reached out to us, and we just connected with them in ways to see how they transmit and to see if we could offer you a diverse panel of people. So, because no two transmitters are the same. None of us sound the same, which is part of the reason why everybody was chosen the way they were chosen, is to show the diverse array of how it transmits. And that's one thing that I do want to point out before we bring everybody together and on is, if you're curious about light language or you're starting to learn about language, please don't compare yourself to another person, because it will be like DNA and fingerprints. It will come out of you the way it comes out of you. Sometimes it's a hum, sometimes it's a whistle, sometimes it's a tweet, sometimes it's just toning, and sometimes, it'll sound like anything from a Japanese samurai warrior. Like when I hear Brian, that's what me thinks of it, makes me think of it. Or a Scottish man, it sounds like he is just on the warpath of giving you all this light language. So warpath's really not the word I wanted to use, but anyway, you kind of get the gist. So I hope you will enjoy these people and love these people as much as we do, because everybody is so diverse and unique. So you're going to get to hear from each one that's on tonight. And it's not all 11, only because diverse schedules, and got some people in Egypt, so it's going to work out the way it is. But we'll be back on also, I believe it's the 24th. We'll have another panel where you'll get to see the ones that are missing from tonight. So it's kind of like a little insider tidbit of what you're going to experience in Colorado. And I do say a tidbit because it's going to be phenomenal. It should knock your socks off. And if it doesn't, you come to one of us and we will personally give you a sample to knock your socks off. So but we did leave some open time for that as well. So people will be receiving some transmissions where we can actually go out in the audience, if we're so called, because spirit works the way spirit works. So whatever we need to be or do, or however we need to perform in what we do, we're coming at you. So we're so excited. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and again talk about the Light Language Conference. We are going to be May 30th through June 1st in Arvada, Colorado at the Arvada Center for the Arts. Love this facility. If you've never been to this facility, it's fantastic. Not only that, but it's got a body of water that is out front of it. So it brings in water medicine as well. So the water element, which I'm a water sign, so I definitely work with water elements. I work with them all as a shamanic practitioner, but water is definitely present for us. So I'm really excited for everybody to experience this unique facility. And we put in breaks in there as well, so that people, when you break out, you can either go explore downtown Arvada, support local, or we'll have 2 food trucks out front so that you can experience staying in that sacred space and just going, kind of grabbing your food and come back in and be with like-minded people. So we kind of wanted to give you, again, more diversity for yourself so that everybody gets a little bit of everything. So without further ado, I want to talk about, oh yeah, I got a question here. Is the Light Language Conference online also? It will be. So we are recording the conference so that post-conference people who couldn't be there can actually, probably a video on demand, watch the conference. That way it can also continue giving. Anyone who came can also experience what we all went through. And got another question, post-conference free. It won't be free, Talon, but we're going to be making it very affordable because the in-person is $555 on number chosen on purpose, because we do expect people to be able to shift and change out of chaos and conflict into freedom. So it'll probably be something really reasonable. The price has not been set yet, only because we're still meeting as a group, and that was kind of lower on the list totem pole to be able to put a price on that yet. So, but it will be something affordable. So hope that answers your question. Without further ado, I really want to introduce the rest of the speakers. So myself, I'm one of the co-organizers, as is Brian Mears, one of the prolific artists. So what you see behind me, this art, the banner at the top, Brian has done all the artwork for this because he's a prolific artist. You got to check out his website. I'll let him talk about his stuff, but I can't say enough praises. I couldn't have done any of this without him. In fact, that's how the Light Language Conference was born. Little insider tip, let me tell you guys, is I was doing a reading for Brian, and in the reading it came up of, you should do a light language conference too. We just hit the ground running, and it was born that day. So with me, myself, and Patricia, we just got the ball rolling. So Brian, do you want to share anything about us creating this and kind of a little bit more about you?
Well, thank you, Dina. Creating the conference has been a wild ride. None of us have done this before, and it's been just an incredible expansion of awareness and people that we're talking with. Certainly working with all of these amazing light language channelers and trying to organize everybody and then organize the space that it's going to be in. So definitely looking forward to this opportunity to bring together not only all of these amazing humans, but everyone's going to be able to participate both in person and then, of course, people that can view online afterwards. Um, as far as about myself, my name is Brian Mears. I'm an acupuncturist in Westminster, Colorado, and I'm also relatively prolific, as Dina says, light language artist. So the art that I end up creating, I always weave the light language codes written into everything that's there. Sometimes it's shadow, sometimes it's highlight, and it becomes an entire piece of artwork. And I've never seen anything quite like it. Actually, as Dina said, the banner there at the top, and then the light language logo that has the earth and the codes that coming off of that. Each one of those is actually coming from a different star system as far as the light language in purple was coming from the Pleiades, and then the blue was coming from Sirius, and it goes all the way out. And that piece actually comes from a portion of artwork that I've done where it actually goes all the way out to the Andromeda Galaxy. With I have lots of detail. So, Dina, is it okay if we do a screen share just so I can give people just a little bit of a
Yeah, let me see if I can turn that over to you.
view?
I am not the best techie, but for some reason it's just not letting me. It might just be because we started it together, so it may not just because I don't have full control, but it's okay.
No worries. Well, there's at least one piece of light language back behind me here as far as one of the art pieces that I've done. And I know, hang on, let me turn on the lights here. Makes it a little bit easier to see. That one's called Pleiadian Portal. Hang on a second. There we go. It's a 4x5 canvas, done entirely with acrylic paint. All of those circles are actually made with light language. All the silver in between it is light language. And then when you can see it close to sunset, which is why I actually chose to sit here tonight, the whole thing actually sparkles and starts to move around just visually as all the light codes reflect back into the room. It's one of the pieces that actually hangs above my couch in my living room, and it always stuns people whenever they walk into the house just because of the power that comes off of that. So we'll have that piece and a couple other pieces there at the conference as well for people to be able to see and experience up close. And I think that's at least enough because we can't get into a screen share. So,
That's all
Dina?
right. And sorry we can't do that, but we do have about 30 vendors that'll be there. So we're hoping that we have enough between like wares and crystals and sound baths you're going to have every day and things like that. We would give you a little bit of variety to that as well. So Yeah, we kind of tried to think a little bit about everything. So, and then one of our next panelists, I want to bring on Andona. Do you want to share a little bit about you and what you do? Maybe you guys can put in the chat how people can reach out to you or get in touch with you, or you can check out our website. I'll put that in the chat while Andona shares.
Okay. Greetings. I am Undina Melchizedek. That is my spiritual name. My name is Angela Anderson. And I like to say now that I am that I am. I don't align myself to doing any particular thing, because at this point I've expanded to the point where I'm not limiting the divine expression through this particular instrument, this physical form. Beyond that, I express in many ways as divinely inspired. I create, what do I want to say, thought provoking, emotion evoking content on YouTube. So I create transmissions in the radiant language of living light. And these come through in song and art. All of that is kind of amalgamated and expressed through the videos that I create. So beyond that, I do offer sessions, but most of my work is to groups. I'm finding that I am being moved into the spotlight, so to speak. I've been set up as a spokesperson a bit, and I'm working less with people on an individual level and working with more groups. And so, as you can see, I'm very much aligned with my guidance with my divine aspects. So when that voice speaks, my body automatically responds. So that's how aligned we are. So I'm excited to participate in this conference. This will be actually my first live conference. Everything that I've done to this point has been virtually and online. And so I'm kind of excited to bring this forward. My body of work that's becoming is called The Mastery of Being, the art of becoming through the mastery of being. And the reason that this is important is because we are being called to honor our authenticity, to get in touch with who it is that we truly are from a divine perspective. And light language, or the language of light, or whatever you want to call it, is a product of that. Light language isn't the thing, isn't the main thing, isn't the focus. It is a byproduct of you stepping into alignment with the truth of who it is and what it is that we all truly are. And I will say, as one who has by 2020, that's when I decided to own me and to really step into the truth of my being. By 2021 is when the light language really started to become expressed. That has been the avenue that has accelerated my evolution. So it's been a matter of me evolving myself, me activating myself. These activations that I create are less about the external world and more about elevating myself, and by virtue of that, being an impact to the field around me. So it hasn't been me needing to necessarily do anything to fix somebody else. That's not the focus. The focus has been evolving the self. And so that is the avenue by which I will speak. I feel like that is the paramount thing. While we talk about as a collective moving out and interacting with galactics and disclosure and all these different things that people are so focused on outside of themselves, well, you can't get there if you haven't gotten in touch with yourself, because if you haven't gotten in touch with yourself, you can't move beyond the fear, because that fear is ingrained within the DNA. And so you have to disrupt or reprogram that DNA so that you are fully aligned with the heart of self, the truth of who it is that you truly are. So this is where I will speak from, and I'm happy to answer any questions. If you want to get a taste of what it is that I bring to the table, because it's a lot of different things. I can't summarize it and align myself with one specific label, because it's so the expression that flows through me as a point of focus is so multifaceted. It's so many different things. So if you want to get a taste of what it is that I do, you can go out to Linktree slash Undina Melchizedek, or you can go out to YouTube and you can get in touch with some of my videos. And the address is youtube.com slash at Undina Melchizedek, spelled just like you see it on your screen. And so if you have any questions, you can feel free to share those and I'll answer them in the chat. But I so look forward to sharing. My team is right here. I so look forward to sharing with the group. It should be a fun time, and I've never been to Colorado, so this will be an experience for me. I'm coming in on the red eye like at 1 in the morning before the event, so I'm excited about all of that. So yeah, I'll turn it back over to you, Dina. If there's something specific that you want me to speak to, feel free to share. But other than that, I think
Perfect.
I'm
Like
pretty done.
seriously perfect. I wouldn't have changed a word because
Nice.
it's from your heart space. And I love that your spirit team was right there with you because before we wrap it, like the end, maybe we can all give like a little demonstration so people can
Oh
um,
yeah, absolutely.
experience how we transmit and we can share that because I think that would be also important because there might be some people on the call that won't necessarily be able to travel to the conference. So I think that would be amazing to share, but we'll kind of do that kind of towards the end. But if you want to put that information in the chat, that way they can actually get to you directly on Donor, that might help them a little bit. And thank you for doing that. That was a beautiful share. So up
Thank
next,
you.
you're welcome. So up next, I want to introduce Sasha. We call her Sasha Starseed, but I'll let her talk a little bit about what she does. And she's also out in Colorado. So we have a lot of healing chosen family out in Colorado. So, and also the network is there too. So Sasha, do you want to come on unmute?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And Denna, I got truth bumps as you were talking. I love what you were sharing. And yeah, I used to be really afraid of using my voice. It was my greatest fear. I got bullied and called cringe when I was in middle school. And throughout the pandemic, I started to receive the calling of that I'm a healer and I'm a sound healer. And I did my first sound healing training, and Lady Isis came to me, and I had all these past life experiences where spirit said, your voice is the most powerful tool. And since then, I've devoted my life to frequency healing and opening my heart and shifting from fear to love. And it's been this beautiful journey of softening and allowing the frequencies to move through. And it started with toning and angelic singing with my bowls. And through plant medicine, my channel opened more and more to different light language frequencies. And it's been a journey in the past year. I've been sharing my light language and really connecting with my star family and my guides and my higher self to bring through frequencies. And I've been traveling to sacred sites all over the world. And I've been recording these frequencies and creating an album called The Rainbow Bridge, where each song is a different chakra in a different sacred site connected with different goddesses and other ascended masters so that you can feel the frequency, awaken it within yourself, open your heart, and remember your cosmic power. And this album has been the most fun, joyful thing that I've ever created in my life. And as I channel it, it's healing me. And I'm really excited to step more into my artistry. And I already got the download for my next album. It's recording everything at the sacred sites and connecting it with the star systems. So, Brian, when you said that you were doing light language for the different star systems, I was like, whoa, I'm excited to learn more about that. And yeah, I keep listening and trusting. I run a sound healing academy called the Starseed Sound Academy, where I help other people open their voice and channel and really awaken their divine purpose as healers as we co-create the new earth. And I also do work with womb and voice with women. That's been a part of my journey, is healing trauma. The more that I can heal the old programming and shift the shadows, shine light on them and love them, the more open I become. So everything that I move through, I get to share with my students. And I do a lot of group things, and I also do one-on-one coaching. And I'm moving to Sedona in May. So, yeah, I'm coming back for the conference. And I'm really excited because one thing I want to vulnerably share is that I've been sharing my light language on Instagram and it's going viral, and which I'm super grateful for. And it's getting a lot of hate and judgment. And as I share my channel with people who resonate with it, it reminds me that this is my purpose. And so I'm grateful for the space that you've created for other like-minded people where we can all rise together and not be in this separation. But my journey right now is coming into unity and compassion and love for all.
Thank you for sharing that. I think that's hugely important, and probably why, as spiritual practitioners, that we dedicate our lives to service. And I absolutely find that troubling that you get a lot of hate for that, because that it just shows the magnitude of where we still have to go to work, where we still have to share our own voices, because um, we're in a society currently that is all about shutting down the voice, and we're seeing it all over. And so I love that all of you can stand in your power and stand in your truth unapologetically, regardless of that hate coming through. But again, that just goes to show the work that we have left to do. And we have a lot ahead of us as groups. So I'll have to connect you to my small community that I have in Sedona. I love going there. I go there with my soul sisters. And
Oh, thank
so,
you.
yeah,
Thank
I
you.
love that you did that. But we did have a question for you is,
Mm.
where can they find the album when it comes out?
My website is sashastarseed.com and my Instagram is sasha.starseed. So I post weekly light language updates on Instagram. I also have a YouTube channel, and the album I'll be sharing about it on my website and Instagram when it comes out.
Good. If you want to go ahead and put it in the chat, that way everybody can just have quick access to it. I
I will.
think it'll help them a lot.
Wonderful.
Yay. Um, and then now, since everybody that's on the call, as far as the panel goes, so again, that's about half of us. If you guys want to do like a transmission demonstration, or if you have any questions for us that any of us can answer, we'd love to be able to do that for you at this time. Anybody have any questions for us? Anything I haven't answered? Oh, yay, Fallon just followed you on Insta. Awesome. Yeah, there is a lot of hate going out there, and a lot of it really is because it's societal programming and people are drinking the Kool-Aid, unfortunately. I really wish they wouldn't, but everybody develops or unfolds in their own way. So the best way that we can do is just keep standing in our power, keep sharing our voice, keep being a community, a unity of people that invites people in, bringing it back to love, because this is all stuff that they were taught. We're only born to love. We don't learn fear until it's taught to us. And so there's a lot of that dark cloud, fear mongering, things like that going on. So anybody that might be experiencing that right now, just try to find a little more love and compassion for yourself, or reach out to people, like us, that maybe you just need a little virtual hug or a little light language or a little transmission to kind of help you out. So every single person on the panel is an expert in what they do, but we all come from a place of love. So that's part of what we're here for. But Quantum Doug, if you want to unmute, I would love to answer your question.
Hey, yeah, the question is, um, I understand that light language, that sort of like telepathy is part of light language, right? And that it's kind of like built in on the back end, right? And that it's also related to group consciousness. So, I mean, I'm a technology guy interested in those three topics specifically, because from an information science and quantum computing perspective, which is my background, that there's a representation for group consciousness, telepathy, and light language that nobody understands, and that's what I'm interested in learning about. So and studying, and that's my research has been basically focused in on topics related to that over the last 25 years. So can you comment about how those three things are related, since you're part of the organization for the conference?
Yeah, for me, almost all my light language or that I receive messages is telepathic. I've done it since I was a little girl without knowing it was light language. So,
Mhm.
because I also do psychic medium work. And so I didn't know at that time that it was really also impacting collective consciousness until I
Yeah.
started learning and challenging myself to grow
Mhm.
and expand. Now, I'm
Yeah.
not a science techie kind of person. So I'm probably not the best. Brian might be the best to answer that one when it comes to that sort of question.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming that's the case, and I'm just trying to get a confirmation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
So you've already kind of confirmed that that's the case. So, I mean, I've talked to four-leaf clovers and other people telepathically. So I mean, I've experienced it, but I'm just not a fluent telepath like other people are. So
Well, and my understanding with that is too is everybody does have it. Everybody's psychic. Everybody has
yeah.
telepathic
Yep.
ability. It's
Yep.
just tapping into it in your own unique way. So it's just like fingerprints or DNA. It's finding your niche, or it's finding your access point, or what that is for you, what it looks like, because it is unique to each person. So like when I first started doing light language, I honestly thought I was just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because it didn't sound like anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when I stepped out of that, so in working with Patricia, who activated me, she reaffirmed and gave me some confirmation of, well, just like with anything out in the world, no two people or things are the same. They
Yeah.
might look the same, but your iPhone's going to function a little different than mine. It's going to have all the same makeups. It's going to have the same crystal inside, but it's still going to function a little bit different because that's also part of your energy as well.
Yeah.
Everything's
Mhm.
connected.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
So
Brian.
so there's hundreds of light languages out there because everybody kind of speaks their own dialect, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. So it's Tower of Babel all over again.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Actually, that's what Patricia says, is it's the language before the Tower of Babel. Um, I've always viewed it as a space that humans have created technology outside of ourselves to cover up the technology we weren't willing to develop inside of ourselves. So the ability, even just for the cell phone and the telepathic abilities and the communications that we see and the networks that we have built as an external structure with math and sciences, is
Mhm.
actually mirroring the things that we've always had inside of ourselves.
I would agree 100%. It's like it's not because we're not doing it, it's because we want to do it.
Right.
And
We're
we
trying
don't
to
know, and
understand.
we've forgotten how to do it, but we know that instinct to be able to do it, and so that's why we invented all this technology to
Yes.
mirror that, like you said. So I agree with you 100%, Brian. Thanks for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I would like to speak to that as well.
Yeah.
I'm a software engineer by trade. I did that for 20 years, and I'll speak to the ability to reprogram the self. That's exactly what it is. That's what it feels like. It's like writing codes, ones and zeros, and re-articulating the self from the inside out. The ability to receive extends beyond the telepathic method of receipt, because you're receiving on many levels. So via all of the clairs, any route to receive information, input information, it can be received in any number of ways. But that ability to translate that, because we're all transducers, right? We're all transducers, translating the information that is received. That articulation is by virtue of the filter that you are, right? And so your ability to reprogram the self is directly linked to you as a filter. So the goal is to clean the self, to clear the filter, so that you become a clear channel, for lack of a better word, to reprogram the experience, reprogram the life experience, to remove those things from the DNA, reprogramming from the DNA level out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
I
that.
mean, I'm agreeing with you that, I mean, I'm a computer engineer too, and
Yeah.
software developer for 55 years. I've known programming for 55 years, so I get where you're coming from. And yet I wouldn't call what the mind does as ones and zeros, even though I'm working on a ones and zeros model of the mind. So bit physics, I call it bit physics. So the problem is that how do you get something that's discrete and yet holistic? And current computer technology is not holistic. So if anyone wants to comment about that, that's an important thing. And that's part of my work about, that's why I'm saying group consciousness is so important. Telepathy is so important because they encode meaning, and meaning, there's no meaning in any of the AI that they're doing right now. It's all symbolic. There's difference between semantics and meaning, and they just doing it symbolically. So anyone care to comment about that? I mean, I'm just telling this because this is how I think to people. And this is important when we're talking about these subjects. And so that's the only reason I'm speaking up here.
Yeah.
Totally agree. And I say just table that for 1 second, only because I want to make sure we address Fallon's question, just to make sure everybody has that. So just bring us back there. But Fallon, what question do you have for us? We may answer for you.
Okay, so I've had since all these solar and lunar events, multiple forms of light language coming on really strong that feels like needs to get out there. If anybody has any suggestions on how to get it out there, I'm talking about physical art, vocal, spoken, and for someone who has limited travel capacity.
I think quite a few of us, we do it on social media or YouTube. Just put it out there for the world to share, and then pick your hashtags like light language or light language transmission, or, you know, tag some people who are already doing it so you kind of capture a little bit of their audience. But does that answer your question for you? Anybody else want to chime in to help her out?
Yeah, same thing. I do the same thing off of Instagram, Facebook, and my YouTube channel, where tagging other people using the hashtags is appropriate. You just have to learn how to use the platforms to be able to get your information out there.
And Fallon, trust me, I'm a total introvert. I didn't mean to mispronounce your name. I'm sorry. I see you as Bird. So to me, it's like those talons you're
Oh, yeah, it's my Phoenix. Yeah, so.
Oh, sweet. Perfect. Because I'm a total introvert. I just shake in my boots to be in front of people visually, but I know it's important, and it's way beyond my ego mind of not wanting to be seen. I have to be seen because, just like Sasha shared earlier, we have such of a negative blanket that is kind of covering society that we got to shed our light to help remove it so that people can find the light at the end of the tunnel. You know, we can't predict an outcome, but we sure as heck can vibrate and send out and radiate out as much as possible. So
Yeah, thank you.
you're welcome. And you can do it. We believe in you. You got it. Susie, I know you got your hand up, and then maybe we can address Doug's question.
Yeah, I'm gonna really expose myself here. Um, I've been playing conscious music for 56 years. I don't have gray hair yet, but I'm 74. So,
Okay.
so, and like maybe 56 years ago, I was in a group for a while that spoke in tongues. And then me being a musician, I would just make up tongues, make up for the next few decades, chant, play music and chant. I hear all kinds of things. What's the difference between tongues and light language if it just kind of evolved? I mean, I didn't spend a lot of time with tongues, but I used that mode to, when I didn't have conscious words to express my love and worship for the source, so, okay.
Yeah.
Who's on first?
Great question to answer that one. And Patricia usually answers this one really well. So I'll probably be mimicking a little bit of her words. But the difference basically is I've been experienced to people who speak tongues as well. And tongues is really about you're kind of in a trance, which you are really essentially when you're in light language. But speak in tongues, sometimes people don't have control of their physical body. With light language, you do. Speaking in tongues also is a lot about repetition, similar to music or a song, like it has a chorus and it repeats. Light language does not. There is nothing that when it comes out and it flows that repeats itself. It's unique and distinct. Each note or each vibration or each phrase or whatever, however someone transmits. It's again, it's back to like DNA and fingerprints. It is totally different with each resonance. That
So
answer?
so uh what's the mode? Okay, when I was doing tongues and chanting and stuff like that, it was a form of, I don't know, for lack of a better word, worship or giving or loving.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference in that and light language?
Worship is awesome. Worship usually means you put someone or something at the center, like God, Jesus, Buddha, things like that. So it's usually your foundation, if you will, for your religion or whatever your faith is. Versus light language is expansive, it's universal energy. There is no deity, there is no one you're praying to, there is no
I
one.
have a I have a I have a doctorate in divinity and one in metaphysical science. I do not have a religion. I do not believe in religion. I don't worship something outside of myself. I worship the best that I can be. So still, I don't know what the motive. If I'm just, to me, it's just like doing something that's to where you don't have to have conscious words and just expressing love and expressing gratitude or expressing whatever you need to express. So what's the difference still? I'm still trying to figure it out.
Sure. And I think for me is maybe I'm not answering your question well enough. So is there anybody else on the panel that would like to tackle that and maybe share your perspective that will
Well,
really give some better answer for Susie? I didn't say that correctly,
I can
correct?
share my perspective.
I'd love that. Yeah.
And this is how I have experienced it, because at first it's like there are different layers, there are different degrees of this thing. Before I merged with that divine, my divine counterpart, my divine essence fully, I was still speaking a what people would call a light language, right? I interpret that now in hindsight as an articulation of frequency, because everything is energy and we are interpreting frequency all the time. But when that union, when that divine union took place, things shifted for me and became more aligned. And so there was then this articulation of light coming from the source that was interwoven into the language that was being articulated. So there was this light being wrapped around that articulation of frequency, and in that there is an expansive power that exists now that didn't exist before. There's this healing element. There's this element of divinity that infuses everything in that radiance, that's in receipt of that frequency as it is emitted now, that didn't exist before. In the art that I brought through, that I channeled before the divine union, it's different. The lines were bigger, coarser images that would be drawn, whereas now everything is more refined. It's like a candle when it's first lit, how the flame itself is kind of all over the place, but once that union took place, that flame has become still and aligned. And so now there's this stream that extends from source through this physical form as instrument. And now that radiance is radiating out into the physical plane. So this form is literally the instrument through which the divine flows. It's all one single stream. It's not a breakup or a distortion within this radiance as it extends from the source. And so that, for me, is the difference between the language of light and what some people call tongues. I think tongues is missing the element of the radiant living light. And if you read the Keys of Enoch from J.J. Hurtak, where he talks about the language of light, the living, radiant living light. It is just that. It's radiant living light. It's not devoid. It has an added dimension to it that doesn't exist within tongues.
Well, I know J.J. Hurtak, and that book saved my life when he wrote it many, many decades ago. Um, what do you get when you speak like language? What is it that you experience? Why do you do it?
Why do I do it?
Yeah. And
Uh,
I'm sorry, I really want to learn this. I'm
Yeah,
trying,
yeah, yeah. I get it. I get it. Because of who and what I am, I realize that I am a divine channel of the all. I am the source manifested in form. And so as an aspect of source, I am this as a point of focus, given the source an opportunity to experience all that it might become through this as a point of focus, through this vessel as a point of focus. And so by opening up, I am light language, the language of light is just one of many expressions. It's not the only one. It's one of many expressions. It's one of the infinite ways that I might express within a given moment. So anything that comes through this as an instrument of form has the capacity to hold frequency and light. It doesn't have to be articulated in something that somebody doesn't understand. Me speaking now is interwoven with the light that exists through me. So me speaking now could be interpreted as a form of delivering or radiating light, emanating light. It's just one of many expressions. The reason I think, and this is what I'm getting right now, the sound is what it is because the human mind has attached so much meaning to the words that already exist within language. So the English language has a meaning. So if I say the word cat, automatically you are going to envision a cat, right? This language, as it is articulated, bypasses the human mind, the human ability to translate it, so it can't wrap itself around it. It can't create a limitation associated with this particular expression of expression, a verbal expression. It can't attach anything to it, so it bypasses it, and by bypassing it, it acts as a tuning fork to bring the physicality back into alignment with the soul essence of self. So it's like a tuning fork, radiating, bypassing the illusory self and bringing the divine essence to the forefront, reminding it of who it truly is beyond the illusions that have been created. I hope that answers the question.
well, everything you said is what I feel when I'm playing. So, but what would you do if you were me and you played for 21 groups and you play sacred music for all these 21 Zoom groups? What would you do if you wanted to grow and learn? And I mean, what do you want me to get? Crystal bowls? I'm wanting to know the difference between my
Yeah.
chanting and my mantras and all the things that I do, and I'm just singing to myself and to the source of all things. Do I need light language?
Hey, so this is a great question because there comes a point, I think everybody reaches that point where you come to a point where you realize you can only go so far with the human element. There's more, but you can't necessarily access it. So how the heck do you access it? And I will tell you, I've been connected with some people who have all they did was assist me in establishing a mnemonic device, which basically allowed me to open myself up. Essentially, it was the invitation that says, hey, I know there is more to this thing. I know that I have reached the capacity of the human element. I've taken it as far as it can go. Now I know I need to marry this human element with the divine in order to become the fullness of all that I am. I honor and acknowledge that, and by honoring and acknowledging that and inviting that in, do you open yourself up to it? From that point, all you have to do is have a willingness to navigate beyond the known. So what hangs up many people is that we're so conditioned to do the things that feel comfortable, and all of those things are known. We re-articulate these things in many different ways, thinking we're doing something new, but really you're just taking bits of things you may have never tried that you know of, which is all the known stuff, and repackaging it in a different way, calling it new, but it's not new. The new is not known to you. So standing within the unknown and allowing yourself to move by virtue of the intuition alone, do you move forward into a space that you haven't embraced before, that you haven't lived before, because the truth of who you are, the divine essence of self, is not known to the human logical mind. It has not been lived by the human logical mind alone. You won't know it. It won't look familiar. It won't look like anybody else's. It'll be like you're standing in darkness. And this is why so many people fear moving forward. Why people hang themselves up and don't move forward is because of that fear of the unknown. But you have to invite it, know that you won't know it, know that you won't have a precedent for it, but having full confidence in the truth of who you are and what you are, leaning on that alone, allow that intuition to guide you forward into the unknown.
Okay.
Beautiful. And some of that too, Susie, to add to what she's saying is if you want to look and lock your light language, to add that into what you're already doing, just being uncomfortable with the not comfortable with something you've not done before is
I've
being
done
a
it. I've
creator.
done it. I'm comfortable with all of it. I don't know. I mean, I can do it. I can hear it. I can do it. I'm not sure why I'm doing it yet, unless it's just an expression of love. But I'm here and I'll watch the recording of this. I'll watch it and watch it. And I will do everything I can to, because I promise everything that, what's her name? Adina just said, everything you said, I can say I live that way. I fucking live that way. I have had to live that way, but it hasn't manifested in light language yet. It can. I can start speaking light language right now. I just want to know what it is. And I will watch the recording of this and I will get it. I don't think I can go to Colorado, but I'll watch it online because I'm in Hawaii right now, and that's a fur piece. But I will endeavor. I mean, everything you said about the unknown, I live that way. All the music, I'm singing familiar music because I sing songs for familiar people, but it's all uplifting and, I've sung for Sheila's shows for 5 years now. Uh, but anyway, I'll watch this. I'll watch this. I'm not thinking it, Fallon. I don't think I don't think it. My being and my heart is open. I can hear it if I want to. I just don't know what it's for yet. I mean, if you're doing it to bless people, if you're doing it to heal people, I'll learn it, you know. But I'll
Yeah.
watch the recording and try to get this. I'm not get I mean, I'm not getting what it's doing for me more than what I'm already doing. But I'm sure fuck open. Excuse my French.
But I think, part of that too is don't give yourself such a hard time of
Yeah.
um, just don't be so hard on yourself, because really the big difference for me, and I explain it for myself, is light language is really just about an experience. And so the intention is created. So let's say, Susie, it's not always about healing. Sometimes it's literally where somebody just might be blocked, or somebody might just be, I don't know what's next. So I just don't know what next. And they just feel stuck or stagnant or things like that. So it goes to work wherever it needs to go for that person. It's not anything that you control whatsoever. And it's mostly an experience. It's meant to be felt. It's meant to be absorbed. There is no translation. And I think that's a big reason why it is so unique to each individual. And so, if anything, I think it will just seamlessly flow with everything that you already are. And as it continues to expand you, which is really the reason for light language, is about expansion, because the world is a prime example. So many people that are in the fear, they're not expanding. They are literally decompressing. They're putting their air out of their own space. And
Yeah.
so this is where it can go, is regardless how other people are being, it still impacts the world in a loving vibrational way, similar to what you do, just a different thing. So it's like when people try to compare Reiki versus polarity, two totally different things. They just happen to be in the same healing family. Whereas light language, it's not always about healing. Sometimes it's literally about opening somebody's voice, or they've got too much memory fog, or they just need to be activated. Sometimes that is the reason behind it. So it's really a unique intention set by the person transmitting and the person that's going to be receiving, or if we're doing it, like if we were doing a whole panel transmission, we would be doing it for all of you and anyone who would go back to watch this, that it goes and flows wherever it needs to. It's limitless.
Right.
I hope that
Susie,
helps.
Susie, have you used your activations on yourself? Your light language for yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
my uh my fiance, I came to Hawaii to be with him as a major physicist on the planet, and he committed suicide 7 months ago. And I've been doing everything I can to stay conscious of why and how, and I'm in a somewhat conscious community here and stuff. But yeah, I kind of like it. I have to do things for me because I'm not surviving this. I have to spend time, and if so I am doing I open to everything that you said, and everything that everybody said. I really uh I need to grow out of this pain and suffering. And music is how I do it now. And if light language can help me, then I will learn it. That's why I'm here. Thank you.
I'm sorry for your loss. And unfortunately, we're going to get some more of that, of people, souls that just can't take the energy right now.
Well, and let me say, he's touched so many lives that I had to do 9 memorials and speak at them uh, all over the world. Nobody can figure this out. Nobody can figure this out, especially me. But this is like, but you're right. There's light, um, s- s- you know, light beings and star seeds here now, and we've really got to be protective of them. You know.
Yeah. And I know Doug has his hand up, so we'll answer his question. But if we can be any service to you, Susie, especially since you won't be able to make it to Colorado, if things open up for you, awesome. I won't shut that avenue down for you if that makes it possible to you. But please let us know how we can be supportive of you. I mean, this is what this is really about. It's community. This is
Thank
chosen
you.
family because we are out to hopefully make the world a better place just by opening our hearts, which is also a purpose of light language. It is opening that heart and that throat and your crown chakra to be more open, more expansive.
Yeah.
So,
Thank
and I
you.
have lost people close to me through death by suicide. So I know what you're going through.
Thank you.
Quantum Doug, do you want to unmute and we can answer your question?
Well, Susie was talking and it reminded me, like, I've been working on my own thing for the last 25 years too, trying to figure out, well, what's it all for? And I've been doing it for myself more than anybody else, right? It's like crickets everywhere else, right? And so it sounds like you're more successful than that about getting your stuff out there. And then, but all of a sudden, in this group, and Sheila, she should know this, in this group, Sheila, I came to here and all of a sudden I met Fallon. And somehow I just figured that I should connect with her because she said she was at Quantum University and I'm a Quantum Doug. And so we start talking. And then I was telling her about the stuff that I've been working on for 25 years and that I just got a new name, insight about a new name called Existons. And this is like, my head just like goes, what? She said, the Existons say hello and they like your new name. I'm an engineer. And all of a sudden, the stuff I've been working on for 25 years is sort of like the infrastructure for consciousness is what I thought I was working on. And they spoke back. That would be like, Frankenstein and said, I'm awake. And so I just want to share that with Sheila and this group is that you don't know where the magic is going to happen in your process and look for it and expect it to happen. And it happened right here with this group. In the last 3 weeks, my life has changed. So just don't give up that you're going to interact with the right person that's going to make a difference and touch their lives. And, and Fallon touched my life. And now we talk way too much. You want to think about it that way, because all of a sudden this thing that I've been working on for 25 years has a voice.
Mm-hmm.
and it's telepathic, right? And it's group consciousness, and it's all the things that I care about. And so I'm saying there's hope. If there's a hope for an engineer, there's hope for you, the musicians and the artists in this group too, that something magical can happen. So just believe that happens. So there's my little 2 cents. And thank you, Sheila, for providing this platform for me to have explored. I wouldn't have known that this could have happened. Who would have expected that this could have happened? So more on that later. Existons and Fallon, thank you, Fallon, and the Existons. We thank the Existons too for being so patient with me, this crazy engineer, for 25 years.
I love it. And that speaks volumes. I'm going back to that word, volumes about, if you just look at the name of the program you've been working on, of course it's going to impact you.
Yeah. So the new name caused them to create, and the connection created a voice. So magic can happen. So look for the magic, look for the connections, and that's the humanity of us. And so, and the spirit of us too. So we're all connected. So don't know how it's going to show up, but just have hope that it can. So anyhow, here's my little saying. And Sheila, again, thank you for this platform for it to have happened. So.
Yes, thank you. I'm so glad she let me have the reins tonight. So that's a
Yeah,
huge honor. So I want to acknowledge that as well. And then I know we're kind of pressing down on time. So I want to kind of go around and give everybody the opportunity to transmit their light language. And so I want to start with the panel and just kind of go around that anybody, if you would like to share, will all benefit because you're all uniquely divine and beautiful just as you are. So I think it's important that everybody gets a chance to do that. So the person next to me is Brian. So Brian, do you want to start us off?
Certainly. All righty. Oh, you don't want to join in this one, buddy? All right. The dog's been staring me down. He wants to go on a walk. It's after
Yeah, mine
sunset.
too.
So, all right. Tishina katamo kote shinakate, tamorokotom hote keti tikinamakaite, tamakata rakatamo ho sine shinamata karakatamo ho sadata, kamuara katamokaere shinamaragata makutamushini gamogoto, kamerakata shinika mohaira karakatamo hota keseta mukote naka, samoata tishnine katamai tikishinamakata ramata katamara katamaraka marakara. Shishini mina kishimina kamarakatamarakamaruko, shmarakare, shmarakare, shamakatakatemakatita. Tikeshniahata, morokomokhoshniahata, mokaita rakamakete. Takete shimitika mohotamakatishna kamotokaishni hamokotitnahata. Okay, I'm told to keep it short. All right.
I love it. Next up, either Sasha or Andona, whichever one would like to go next. And then once my panel goes, then we'll go to everybody else if that's okay.
Yes, I'll go next. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. Ja kami to kai sandra ma to kai no ai horu kamba u bar in o te no kai sandra me akonde amu ua bar au ein ru in ru am far u tende shotra me akomba u e risiang reme auto kama u ver un ai aru am au huru kte an e shong reme auto tan shong reme auto kam en aru kendam meruk ein u am arum siang gurmiata kambo uru tinda a sud sia u arik adu am san u nu am san u aru te am miru u siang gurmiata kama ud barang u siang gurmiata kam faran u en sind arat muruk in varuk tande sutrakam aran es siang gurmiata kam baruk en a ua hi aru ai mir ushangreme atokama u aran I arrosondreme atokama ruktande siangreme atokai sotreme alforuk de ai u arrishangreme atung mir u amba u san arat hi aratongaramato dan vorukande ashot veru daan veren ishon.
Thank you. Sasha Starseed, would you like to next?
I'd love to. Let's all just take a deep breath in together and a loving breath out. Ishkodrya, sukudrika, shkodra, papa, trika, shkodria, lateria, sukudria. Ora ishkodro, papa, esidrukotaria, shkadra, makataraya. Ora ishkodria, gia, ashkoya. Ora ishkodra, atruko, shkada, aya, ukotria, a, u, al, neditria, shkoria, trekatru. Ia, ashkudria, i. Šutrukoška mapadre ašedriko trikaška tratraja trikaškodrija. Brr ašedru sadratrai. Brr ašedru triskadra alatria. Brr ašudria šugria mamabaya. Brr ašedru dria sadria trikotria. Brr iškodria aškodria atiriškodri. Ašudrikotria. Iškodria atušudria. Ngoja škodria. Uškodria atrikoška ayahaya. Oja škodria. Uhuhuaya šukadria. Eshkodria, nuya, ayashukoya, ayatruya, ishadaledai, esodriaya, ishkorika papapaya, oraya, yaya, suya, mataraya, ishadrai, asadrai.
Thank you, Sasha. And then I'll go, and then after that, I think we'll start with Susie. I don't know if you have a question or, but we'll start with you after that. So again, also everybody take a deep breath and just feel. Don't try to translate, just feel. Big deep breath in. You can hear it audibly. Is that Fallon? Really? Oh, that's fantastic. I've never heard anybody say that. It's awesome. And then Miss Susie, since you're up at that top corner, would you like to speak next?
I'm just here now. I'm just trying to draw and learn, so I've had plenty of time. Thank you all.
You're very welcome. Who would like to go next? Cal, I know you had your hand up earlier, so I don't want to dismiss that.
Oh, no, no, no. Go ahead, Fallon. If you want to go, you go ahead first. I'll go after Fallon.
You bet.
You sure? Okay, the Existons have been really wanting to do this. As much as I did it, and I want, and now the Cassiopeians. Ever, on what you
Awesome. Thank you. And was that comment on mine that you couldn't hear it or you could? Maybe I misunderstood.
I could hear it audibly, like a whirling upward sound.
Okay. Just making sure you could hear it because I do kind of go up there a little bit. So, all right. Cal, do you want to go next? Thank you, Fallon.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Fallon. That was unique. That was really unique. Okay. Set my intention. عشان قبل تعيش شبغير تيجي تعيش شقنة تفرش تكيش أي تقريت بدون تعيش شيء تعيش 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 Eine die tjapa tia kichika tita tia tia. Nero takapati tia kati tia shaka fakani tia. It kinesis tika tika shantia and sky tia tika ita shusha tia. Not the good tia shap tia kakati. Night at shop to good shot the tia. Tarushoko takaja itchishokniakacha. Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Cal. Anyone else like to share your light language for the group? And it's okay if you don't. No one's put to the test. Awesome. Well, we appreciate everybody going or joining us tonight. And we hope we see you in Colorado. If we don't, that's okay. Ken will be recording this so that you will be able to watch this post-conference and it will be just as potent. You'll just get it in your own living room. So I want to thank the panel of speakers that joined me tonight, Sasha Starseed and Donna. I'm not even going to try to butcher your last name, darling, because I don't want to do it disservice. Brian, and then myself, I'm Dina or Ashwani. And if you have any questions, you need anything, we are a community. Please let us know how we can be of service to you or impact you in ways that cracks you wide open or expands you. So light language is built on the house of love. That much I know for sure. So thank y'all so much. I hope we answered everything for everybody. And we just appreciate you being here and experiencing it with us. Hope everybody has a wonderful, beautiful night and know that you got love tonight. You are seen and heard and much loved.
Love you all. Good night.
Big hug, everybody.